Welcome to the next instalment of the DTF podcast. This is episode number 4, and you're joined with myself, Ellis, and my 3 beautiful colleagues, Amy, Simon, and Kirsty. So, who's going to take it away?
You could not get rid of that ball any faster. You were like, someone take this from me. Colleagues.
My beautiful colleagues / friends / whatever you want to say.
So we're friends second, colleagues first at DTF Incorporated.
Hey, this is working time. Keep it separate. Work and friendships now.
Hang on, I live with you.
Are you
I'm
paying?
not gonna lie. Talking about this the other day, Simon was just like, I love my friends, but I just couldn't work with them. He was saying this, so you're colleagues at the moment. You ain't no friends.
It's a relationship boundaries thing, you know. I couldn't.
Exactly.
Yeah, it could ruin friendships working with them.
There's just certain dynamics where I think you necessarily can't work with someone because, like, I'm a certain way at work and I'm a certain way with my friends, and it's just not gonna mix, you know?
No. Where you can say act like a bit of a tit with your friends, you can't really do that at work.
No.
It's more judged upon.
Yeah, slightly. You know, some of the things I say with my friends, well, frankly, some of the things I say with my friends would get me fired. If I keep it a buck fifty.
He's giving it the hard R, guys. On context, he's not.
Jeez. Yeah, that's the context is key. Where I was so close. Oh boy. So to elaborate on that very quickly, I was streaming Elden Ring the other day, and 2 of the stats on there are mind and vigor, and my brain, because I speak faster than I think, I merged the 2 words together. So you can only imagine what came out, and the guys that were in the corner were like, "Wait, hold up." So yeah, watch my streams and VODs. The cheap plug.
This man does it all.
Myself. I do everything here. You know, I play video games. I contribute to the economy. Podcast editor extraordinaire, and all round lovely chap.
Indeed.
So who's taking the ball?
I mean, I can take the ball and then just pass it on very quickly because I have 0 progress to report this week, or for the last 3 weeks technically.
And
because I've been ill.
Yeah, I was going to say you are sounding like, obviously we are remote. We basically politely asked Amy to stay as far away as possible, so she's calling in from Antarctica.
Yes. So yes, that's my progress report. I have been unwell. So I haven't gymmed, I haven't eaten well. That's it. Like, I will get back on the horse next week, hopefully when I'm feeling better.
I have a very important question for you though.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you get at Wilmer's?
Oh, I was going to send a picture. I forgot. I do have it though. It was a chocolate lotus Biscoff cupcake.
I take it Wilmer's, for everyone out there, is a bakery.
It is, yeah.
Yes.
I recently found it when I was wandering about in Lee about a week ago. And then it turns out that my mum's friend's daughter owns it.
Ah,
Yeah, the more you know.
Very cool.
there you go. But yes, it's delicious cake. It's very, very nice. And I like, you know, because it's baked fresh, and I like to support local business. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to get a cake from Wilmer's because it's nice and it was delicious and satisfied my craving for sugar. So it's great.
Good. Hey, we all need it every once in a while. So here's the thing. Amy reports no progress. I can report reverse progress. I've kind of gone the other way. So
explain.
yeah, so you know, I turned the glitzy glamorous age of 31 8 days ago. No, 6 days ago. Hold on,
A week
A
ago?
week ago?
7 days ago.
Man doesn't know when his own birthday is.
Math is really hard. So I was.
Revenge is already set in, you guys.
Yeah, I'm gone already. So you know, I was off week commencing the 19th, and you know the plan. There was a plan. I was like, right, these are the times that we're eating out. Therefore, we keep it on lock. And that went out of the window, oh, God, immediately.
Mhm.
I mean, you did buy these like cookies as well, which you was pretty much having every day, and they looked amazing. But it was just like, oh no.
Yeah, so they were like 1,000 each, but I did limit myself to have one a day. They were sensational. Cookie Champions, I believe they ship worldwide, but they're in the UK. Not an ad. They're just really, really good. So the Monday wasn't that bad. The Tuesday was pretty awful. The Wednesday, I can't remember everything. The biggest thing I remember from it was I could probably bring it up in my food diary.
Tuesday was the Toby Carvery.
Tuesday was the Toby Carvery, which was just sensational.
Was Wednesday?
Tuesday was the Toby Carvery, and then
Wednesday was the Five Guys.
Wednesday was the Five Guys, or was that
Yes.
Thursday?
No, that was Wednesday because we did the
Wednesday
bowling.
was the Five Guys because we went out bowling. Yeah.
Wednesday was the Five Guys. Friday was
London.
Which, to be honest, if anyone was sick, I'm surprised it's not myself and Simon, because we got stuck out in the hail and the rain and the thunder. It was insane.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. I'm just checking. Thursday was a day where I did breakfast out for myself and my house guest for the week, and then I also did homemade soft shell tacos. And then Friday we went to London and explored many bakeries, and then Saturday we had Mexican food where I ate enough food for 4 people probably.
I mean, you had a sharing platter main to yourself, a sharing platter dessert to yourself, and you had a couple of our nachos as well. So man was eating.
I did. So naturally, that brought us to the point of I hadn't stepped on a scale until this morning because I was like, I need to for the podcast. Quite frankly, we 4 pounds up, baby. Let's go.
Oh.
Only 4 pounds.
Only 4 pounds up. So needless to say, the bulk started early. So hey, listen, like Amy said, get back on the horse. I need to really get it on lock because I go to Ireland in 3 weeks' time, and if I'm in the hotel I think I'm going to be in, that breakfast every morning is going to be real tempting. So to compensate for that, we're making adjustments. I am actually recording in this podcast in my birthday gift, which was a weighted vest from a friend of mine. So yeah, I'm basically now 14 kilos heavier at 90% of the time.
I genuinely wasn't sure if you were going to say birthday suit then. So wait, where's this going?
Yeah, hold up. Where is it? No, it was a gift. I was gonna buy it myself, but no. I went over to a mutual friend of the podcast, Chris, and he handed me a weighted vest, and I'm like, oh, sweet. I don't have to buy that myself now. And then walked home in it, which was dreadful. 35 minutes when you're not expecting it. My heart hurt.
Oh.
Well, he's now got the walk back tomorrow.
Yeah.
2 Chris's in said weighted vest.
Yes, so, hey, we're making adjustments. So I've also, on top of all the walking that I now already do, I have stolen a copy of Fitness Boxing 2 that I now play daily. That I'm just throwing hands.
One day he will be doing it in the weighted vest. This will be entertainment. This will be our first video live stream.
Well, no, hey, we have social channels, links in the description down below, and plugs, of course, at some point. So that'll be social content. That's not just podcast previews. You see, I'm milking this.
He knows.
Yeah, that's me. I've made reverse progress. I'm kind of back where I started, I think.
I mean, for me, I've been really consistent. So I'm still on my deficit and all that. So I'm doing pretty well. All together now, I've lost 3.4 kilograms, and I'm now down to 26.5% body fat. So starting at 30, I'm just slowly but surely I'm going down. I'm getting there.
Well, sorry, you were gonna say something?
I was gonna say he's doing all right. Hey,
Yeah.
1 out of 4 ain't bad, guys. Come on, let's go. 25%.
Well, we haven't done from Kirsty yet,
gang.
so it could be 2 out of 4 here.
I was gonna say, I just had my first week back at work after 2 weeks off. In those 2 weeks, I worked out more, but I also ate a lot more. So I don't feel like I have made much in the way of progress there at all. And I've had to take the last week because going back into the routine of work, it just absolutely threw me. So as of tomorrow morning, back on a 12-week program because we have 12 weeks until we go on holiday.
Oh,
So
shit.
like,
Yeah, we
right,
are doing that, aren't we?
motivation, let's go. So yeah, the food is prepped for tomorrow. My last roast potato consumed for a little
See,
while, I guess.
I'm the one who cooked the roast today as well, so there's no leftover taters for her to eat.
He said that at the table as I was sticking one in my mouth, and my face just felt it drop. Like,
I almost saw a single tear fall from that from her eye. What do you mean, no extra potatoes?
yeah. So yeah, I don't think there's much in the way of progress made here, and I have spent the last week trying to like get back into old routines, which yeah.
I mean,
fine.
you did say at work you had someone mention that you looked like you'd lost weight and you wore a pair of shorts to the chiropractor that you said were looser. So I think you obviously are making progress.
Yeah,
It might just not have felt like it.
yeah. Somehow though, I think the person at work that said that wanted something from me. I was like, "What are you after? You need me to do something?" But they were like, "No, you just, look like
You
you've been
go,
to the
girl."
gym." I'm like, "Oh, thank you."
Yas, queen.
But I would put it down to the rear Ripley arm workout that we did just before I went back to work.
Dude, yeah, we haven't recorded one of these since we did that, and we didn't even do it properly.
No.
But my God, so what?
I mean, you say we didn't do it properly. We did it properly, but we just didn't have the chance to finish a few more exercises.
No.
Does someone want to explain, sorry, what the whole like Rhea Ripley thing is?
Yeah, so for those that don't know, Rhea Ripley is just the perfect specimen of the female body. But no, on a serious note, she is a professional wrestler who supports. I had a message come up and the first word was support, and I ended up reading it. She's a pro wrestler for WWE. She is Australian. She is jacked AF, and she did a video. And mother, yes. She did a video where she did like her arm workout, and everything's like a giant set. So like 3 exercises, biceps, triceps, no breaks, and it's just volume up the wazoo.
Yeah, meant to be giant and supersets, but because of how busy the gym was, we couldn't do it the way it was meant to be done.
Yeah, so we kind of just focused on one of the workouts, did that for the amount of sets and reps that you're supposed to do, and then moved into the next thing. Yeah, we didn't manage to get around to the finisher, but it was like 8 exercises we ended up doing, 8 or 9.
I think so, yeah.
You know what?
I mean, we pretty much did do it for an
The
hour
only
and 14 minutes, wasn't it?
Yeah, the only reason we had to stop was because the gym's
We ran
got
out of
like
time.
2 hours of parking, and we were like, no, we need to get out of here.
Yep.
But it
We got
was an
through
experience.
1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 exercises.
Yeah, and my lats hurt for 3 days afterwards. Like,
We did, however, manage to get in one superset, which was the reverse cable tricep pull down and reverse cable bicep curls, which I not a fan of.
I think they reverse grip anything kind of sucks because it's a different way of holding it, so you kind of have to undo some of your muscle memory. But I think, Ellis, you had some issues with your joints on that, didn't you?
Yeah, I can't remember which one it was, but
Reverse
it was
curl,
just,
bicep curl.
yeah, it was just agonizing. It was just like, oh, yeah, right in the joint of my elbow. It just felt like it was pulling, and it just felt like nothing else. It was just like, no, I'm not doing these, so I had to do those standard.
Which is fine, and that's a piece of advice, we should, give out to anyone in the aspect of, hey, if like you've been suggested a workout and it hurts not due to the breakdown of muscle tissue, which is what it's supposed to do, and it's hurting your joints, stop doing it.
Yeah, don't do it.
Yeah, like
Yep.
just don't be stupid and be like, oh, I just need to get through this. No, you're gonna hurt yourself. Don't.
Yep, that's exactly it as well. Because I was going to them guys, you know what, this is really hurting, and then they just gave me the a different movement to do. So instead of it doing reverse, just doing it the standard way, and just said do it that. You're still gonna have the main effects, but that's it.
Yeah,
But
there's
yeah.
no point hurting yourself, is there?
No, because then you can't do it, and you're better off doing it slightly compromised over not doing it at all.
100.
And there's the sound sage-like advice and wisdom. But yeah, so I think, you know, by the sounds of it, you know, there's some horse getting on to do for some of us.
Yes.
Which is fine, you know. I always knew it was going to be like the week wasn't going to be ideal anyway. I think it was compounded by the fact that I'd kind of just gone, whatever, and then my movement was lower than normal anyway. So, you know, this week my movement was back up to where it'd be as expected. It hasn't been as clean as I would have liked, but hey, we can now lock back in and we can go, we can move. I think I've said it before, but it's the element of it's not what you do in a day, it's not what you do in a week, it's not what you do in a year, it's, you know, it's not what you do in a day, it's what you do in a week, it's what you do in a month, it's what you do in a year, you know.
Yeah, it's consistent habits, really. Like, you can have, like, life is for living. If it's your birthday, have some time off, you know, like, you know, just eat some donuts, have some fun, you know, like, that's, you know, again, just enjoy yourself and then get back to the routine and the regular. And then as long as that's what you do more than having time off, then, like you say, the summary of that is going to be progress.
A lot of people say like 80-20, right? They're like, be good 80% of the time and the other 20% of the time just friggin' have fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Majority.
Mm-hmm.
We like majority.
Do we have a topic for this week, guys?
Not hugely. I did wanna bring it up because I mentioned it in episode 1 about you know, like videos that you see online, and I specifically mentioned that Eddie Abu, and I think now Kirsty and Amy, you've both now stumbled across some of his content.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Thoughts? Because I think like bringing up topics that we have previously mentioned, you know, can be a good through thread. Because I know when I saw it, I get the message that he was starting to bring up, but that was, you know, end of January, and I've certainly seen now other, and I hate the terminology, but other fitness influencers now be like, yo, the fuck's going on with this guy? And I'm like, so yeah, thoughts?
Oh.
Yeah, you know, I've seen a lot of those other videos as well, where they're like kind of bashing on him for his views in a sense. And it's a lot. I'm like, you know what, I don't need to get involved in this at all. So I'm trying to avoid anything along the lines of that content at the moment. The stuff that I usually send Simon is ridiculous, like partner work, like workouts, like using Ellis as a bar to deadlift and things like that. So it's just a bit much for me at the moment.
I mean, personally, I've only just that video that I sent you guys of the one looking at the bread ingredients. That's the only one that I've seen. It literally just came up on my feed. And I thought, oh, this must be the guy that Simon's talking about. And, you know, I think just in that one video, that context of that, I think for me as a person who does care a lot about ingredients, I was like, oh, yeah, do you know what? There's actually a bakery at the end of my road. I was like, I could go to the bakery and just get a fresh loaf. Like, that's very simple. So I actually did this week. I went and bought a fresh loaf of bread, and it was very nice. And it's something that I think to myself, that's a luxury, when it's not really. That is something that I could actually go and do regularly, is just walk down the end of the road and get some bread. But I think, you know, I think that's a lot of pressure, the way that he comes across sometimes, because it was quite an aggressive video. Just obviously that's how he comes across. So for people who might not have access to, you know, like the funds to buy stuff with less processed ingredients, or you know, like they don't have a bakery at the end of their road, then it is kind of a bit I think it was just a bit aggressive. When some people and some people don't have the knowledge either. They just buy stuff and they don't look at the ingredients and they don't care, and that's okay. Like, we're all just trying to survive out here in the world. But yeah, like I assume then the other people have talked negatively about him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
there's some things in it because at the end of the day, obviously, there's clearly a slant on it because for the longest time on the internet, there was a loud equals funny, which was like a big thing in like the early 2010s, and now it's seemingly, going across as, oh, hey, I'm gonna essentially do the Gordon Ramsay character of, I'm gonna swear every second word, and that'll, grow me a following, and people will start listening to what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And I get some certain things because, you are right in the aspect of, he'll talk about a loaf of bread and be like, yeah, like, because I saw him recently, like, it was a video again that came up and it was a pack of pre-cooked chicken. He's like, why is there sugar in this cooked chicken? And I'm like, yeah, I agree. Don't buy the pre-cooked chicken because it's got all these added extra ingredients. It's not complicated to cook chicken, right? But when he's sitting there going, yeah, so, your diet needs to be, you need to start and eat real food. Here's my breakfast. You should be eating 12 whole eggs. I'm like, brother, man. You want me to buy 12 eggs every day in this financial climate?
Yeah.
And that sometimes is the thing, it's about finding that median because you touched upon it, Amy, right? The aspect of trying to survive. We can't eating clean, not healthy. I don't like the terminology of healthy from the perspective of, foods being good and bad because at the end of the day, when it comes to weight gain, it's calories in, calories out. But to eat clean is so expensive. So expensive. And it only gets harder the more kind of bougie and in a weird way, the less your food has in it, the more it costs. In a weird way, right? I can't be the only one that's noticed that.
Yeah, absolutely. Like process. If you look at a pack of wagon wheels, or you can get bourbon biscuits, a pack of like 24 for about 12p some places. It's kind of like if you are struggling to feed your family, you might buy the packet of biscuits over a pack of Pink Lady apples that cost about £2.50 for four. It's kind of like it is definitely more processed stuff. It will tend to be cheaper.
And that's, like part of the challenge. Like I don't actively, because I'm one of the worst people for keeping on track of like a monthly cost for like shopping, let's say, right? Because, I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, I do my shopping on a Friday or whatever, and I always buy the same stuff because where I don't drive, it's just wherever I can fit in my backpack. So it's like, oh, I'll get my meats on this day and I'll get whatever on that day. But sadly, I'm a fiend. If I see something that I've wanted to try for ages and I'm like, £4 for that ain't no way. But if it's all of a sudden £2, if I scan my little insert store loyalty card here, you best believe that's happening, So yeah, like it's hard to be that way. But, like I can only hazard a guess. I mean, let's say family of four, and I say this as family of four because, Kirsty and Ellis will be able to help out here. But how much would you say the weekly shopping is for you guys? Bear in mind, I know we've kind of mentioned it and passing before, there's a lot of like extra treats and you guys have got a dog as well. So let's just say for the average family home of with dog and 4 people.
Our bill today, how much was it?
About £230.
Was it 230?
Mm-hmm.
Is that because we had added extras though, like the bin?
Oh, obviously it was, yeah.
Yeah. So we would average.
I'd say about
£200.
£200.
Yeah, I would say it's now averaging. It's gone up from like 180 to like 200 quid. And I get my food separate.
I mean,
would you say you buy the same sort of things every week? It's like a restock of what you would like your family regularly eats.
Yeah.
For the most part, yeah. Then you'll do one shop that's got all of the extras where you've run out. So like Mum has for the last month forgetting to get pearl barley, and she's finally picked it up today. So today is one of those things where it's the restocking the cupboards and as well as buying all of the meat because it is a lot of meat.
I mean, we like meat. Meat's good.
Speak for yourself, Simon.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. It's like now we have the duality where Amy's like, no, we like plants, vegetable power.
That's for me.
Yeah, it's funny because you said like 200 something quid. And initially, it was almost like whiplash reaction, but then I'm like, break it down by like 4. I know you said you get your food separately, but you know, if we then break it down like £50 a week, is that like? Because for me, on a scope base, I'm like £50 a week to eat. That's what 3 meals a day, 21 meals. That's like just over £2.30 something a meal. My math is probably way off there.
I'm the thing is, like, majority of the meat that we buy is probably for the dog, more so than it is for us. I buy my meat separately. I actually picked up some turkey bacon today because we was talking about it the other day.
Oh yeah, we did talk about turkey bacon.
Did, yeah.
Oh,
And it
rubber
was-
bacon, that is.
We'll give it a try. We'll give it a shot. We'll see how it goes. You know. But it's like if there's any extra veg, then I won't worry about getting myself that veg because it's already in the house. You know, so it's just using common sense in that department, really. But yeah, a lot of it goes on the dog.
I like.
Sorry.
No, you go ahead, Amy, because I want to say we were about to ask the same question.
No, I was only going to ask you sort of roughly how much per week you would say you spend on like just a single person living alone.
Oh God, it's tough to say, because there's a lot of stuff that I buy that I know has the same price that I will get pretty much every time I go shopping. Well, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But there's things that I regularly buy that I know the price of. But it's hard for me to say, like each week I spend X. So like I'll always get a tray of chicken fillets and I get the 1 kilogram one, which means I either get 4 or I get 5. And that's then the difference of, how long that lasts, which is £6.49. I'll get 500 grams of lean beef mince, which is $3.49. I get, not weekly, but if I fancy them, I get these 3% fat burgers from Marks and Sparks. So you already know that's, I don't need to remortgage my flat every time I buy them. But no, so they're on like the 3 for $12 range. So it's essentially like 12 burger patties, which for 12 quid isn't the end of the world. I don't get them every week, but that's what, I've just reeled off. That's £22 on meat.
Mm-hmm.
I then get multiple packs of rice. Yeah, bagels are one as well. So if I get ones that are reduced, that's like $1.35 for 5 bagels. If none of them are reduced, I'll get the Warburton's ones. That's $1.50. Sometimes I like to splash the cash a little bit, and if my favourite ones, and I really fancy them, they're like £2 for 5, but they're really good. Part of it for me, and probably why I'm not so regimented in why I only spend so much weekly, is I have a financial spreadsheet, not for my shopping, but for like your monthly bills, as in, you always pay. My rent / mortgage is this much. My phone is this much. My streaming services, my electric, gas, whatever. So I have that, and I know that I'm relatively comfortable. So I don't factor my shopping into that because for me, it's not a financial concern. Unless, I've done something like I've booked a holiday or, paid for like a group thing, and then, but obviously, people, pay me back, and that's totally fine. But, if that's paid for and, so it's, or it goes on the credit card and then, while people have paid me back and then, it then comes out the following month, it's whatever. But,
yeah,
it's not something like I regularly keep too on top of. If I had to say, the things that I buy every single week without fail probably come to 40 quid.
Oh, that's fair.
What, seeing as on that topic as well then, as someone who is a family of 3, especially with a toddler, How does that look for you?
So we kind of spend probably, I'd say, about £50 a week on food. But we factor in obviously that my partner's oldest son's with us 2 days a week.
Okay.
And Neve kind of counts as like half a person really because she's so small. But
Well, I don't know.
and
I've seen her eat.
yeah, to be fair, she ate quite a lot for dinner this evening. But and I'm home 6 days a week. My boyfriend, he's here 2 days a week. When he's at work, he's gone all day, so he doesn't probably really eat a lot of the stuff that's here. Like he does have food when he gets in from work at like midnight, so he'll cook himself something, but it's not like a proper meal. It's usually kind of a snacky thing. So I don't know if you can count like our weekly budget as for a family of 3, considering like we add in Ethan, but then we take away Nat. It's kind of like, I'm not really sure how it would work out, but because me and Neve are the ones that kind of eat the bulk of the food that's here.
Technically, it's like saying you're paying for just two of you to eat.
Kind of, yeah. Obviously, Nat does eat the stuff that's here, and especially on the days that he's home. But, I would say that's quite. It's probably a reasonable budget for us. We shop at Aldi. We like Aldi. They do good stuff there. Although I have to say I do prefer fruit from other places, so I'll quite often do a top-up shop of fruit, like in Tesco or Asda. I find that like raspberries and strawberries and stuff, they go off so quickly. So if you also got to factor in like maybe an extra £10 a week on like a top-up shop. But yeah, I'd say that's probably about how much we spend.
That is quite a common complaint about Aldi, not just from here as well. Like I stumbled across, I think it was like like your YouTube brings up like recommended, and it was someone that was like, oh, grocery haul. I was like, I'm not working, so I was like, I'll just chuck it on in the background just to kind of get a general vibe. And they were based in somewhere in Europe. I can't remember exactly what country, but they were in Aldi, and they were doing a grocery shop, and they said something similar as well. They were like, yeah, the fruits here just never keep. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Now that my sample size of 2 have have said the same thing. Because I suppose that could be it as well, because and I don't know how this works in other places, but in the UK we've got so many different supermarkets that then obviously have their own separate kind of like smaller outlets, but we all now shop in separate places, and that's going to have like a because some of them have like scale, like you tend to consider Aldi as like a cheaper place, which isn't necessarily bad. Like their stuff is still pretty decent, but they're kind of like a cheaper, more budget store. I'm Sainsbury's, which is roughly kind of mid-tier. Ellis and Kirsty, it's Morrison's. You guys are.
Yes.
Where would we say Morrison's fits? Is that they're kind of around about a Sainsbury's as well, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're kind of in there
I
with
would count them there.
Tesco.
Yeah. See, Tesco seems to be like the one that everyone goes to, but I don't necessarily think it's the best for value or quality. Morrison's, I think, is brilliant when it comes to quality, but same with fruit, it doesn't last as long. I found the best place for fruit is Asda.
Yeah, I find Asda's good.
Yeah, but I wouldn't buy meat there.
No, Asda meat. Yeah, I agree. Like it's just, it's got that look about it that's a bit like, and it's probably.
I'm pumped up with water type situation.
It's probably complete placebo. The supermarkets probably all get it from various similar farms, so it's all placebo. But I get what you're saying. Like I don't know what it is, but the thing as well with Asda, this has now all of a sudden become a hey, we're all in our 30s, we're adults talking about how much it costs us to survive. But hey, there's some, next week we'll be talking about, I don't know, not to try and steer the podcast in a direction for next week, but next week we'll talk about lol, Ellis fell over, let's laugh at him.
Where?
But like Asda for years and years was like the discount place to go, wasn't it? It was so much cheaper compared to each other. I was in Asda a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, like the whole thing of that's Asda price. I was in Asda recently looking at stuff like, this is cheaper in Sainsbury's.
The fact is, most supermarkets now are trying to compare the prices to somewhere like Aldi's, which is 9 times out of 10 the cheapest. So you've got a lot of people pricing up to compete with them now. So Asda's not the
Yeah.
cheapest one anymore.
You're 100% right, because I noticed, and this was again while I was shopping in Sainsbury's the other day, a few of their things they have on, like the red stickers, like, because obviously a lot of like price stickers are white when they're normal, and then in Sainsbury's at least when they're down on their nectar price, it's purple. But on certain things, I've got red, and that's say where it's price locked, and it specifically says on there price locked compared with Aldi.
Yeah,
Which
like
I thought was
price match.
Yep.
yeah, I thought that was
Morrison's
really
is the
interesting.
Morrison's is the same. Their kilo of chicken, I believe, is priced locked with Aldi at $6.49, which is the same price as yours, I believe, Simon.
$6.49, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's what that's what Asda used to be like. That it used to be everyone used to lock their prices to them really because they were the cheaper, and now Audi's come in and
Aldi and Lidl. Lidl
Yeah.
tries as well.
Because I think they're both European. I know Lidl from a
They're
certain
both
extent is
European,
that Lidl is German. Is Aldi also German?
I think it is.
I'm not sure.
I'm going to Google.
But I know that like a lot of their stuff is, and the thing is as well, I've noticed whenever I've shopped there, it's not only is it cheaper than most, it's the quality as well is really good. You
It
know,
is German.
like Audi's also German. Okay.
Yep.
Explains about the quality. Germany is known for quality, efficiency. I can't speak for cheap, but
At one point, you know how Aldi and Lidl have, to be honest, Aldi and Lidl have the best shelving because they have all of the little gadgets in the middle of the big shop.
Oh, the
They
special buy
do.
aisles. Oh,
Right.
I love a special buy.
And I'm like, God, I could just walk around here and be like, I want one of those, and I want one of those, and I want one
Yeah.
of those. I got,
Oh,
I think it was in the Aldi, I got a table, like a tabletop mini fridge that was amazing. And I was just saying to Ellis earlier on, I wish I still had that just so I could put all my Tupperware in there. 'Cause it was just so good and so so deep as well. Like you could fit so much in. I didn't have to worry about if there's
that's a
water
good context for key there.
that's that. Here we go.
Well, there you are.
what was it you sent me the other day? From
Oh, narrow it
I
down.
mean, Kirsty
No,
one
I
of those people who sends you a lot of things.
I meant
Constant
from
streamers.
I meant like from Aldi or like Lidl. It was something you saw that was
the
a
ferret. It was the massage gun. Yesterday.
that was it. Yeah, the old Clip Pounder 9000.
Oh,
God damn it.
well, that's that one then.
Yeah.
But you talk about how your calves are tight. the
Dude,
other
my
day.
calves have been so tight. Like before the on the daily workout on the boxing game, it gets me to stretch my calves. And man, my right calf, every time I stretch it, it feels like someone has just got a knife and he's just like dragging it down it. And it's just like I've never been stabbed, so I'm assuming. But sorry, I just got a message back from Chris while I was scrolling through looking for what you sent me. That was it, yeah. Now the one thing, sorry, to go back to your point as well about the Aldi and Lidl, I do have a bit of a gripe about their setup. It's not always super clear how much what you're buying costs. Like it's
Prices
very
are
much
above, aren't they?
it's very much like chaos.
Prices are above or randomly have disappeared, and you're like, well, which item are you?
Yeah, are you the seasonal special from 2 seasons ago? And if you are, like, what am I matching this up to? You know.
The fact is as well, when you go to either of those two, they got loads of tills, and it always seems like they've only got 2 open, and that is it. It's just
Yeah.
like there's always big, massive queues.
That's it. I would shop at the Lidl. I have a big Lidl at the end of my road. I would shop there way more frequently. However, they only ever have 1 till open, and they do not have self-service. And as an introvert who despises people, not giving me a self-service option is just, come on now. It's in the year of our Lord 2024. Are you going to tell me that the Germans cannot provide me an efficient solution?
Oh my goodness. Nat came back from Ireland this morning and at Dublin airport. He bought himself like a breakfast and a robot brought it to his table.
What, in the Dublin airport?
Yeah, I think it was at a Spoons, like a Wetherspoons, and he ordered a breakfast, and he's got the video, and it's like, just this big, like the trolleys that you just stack trays in. That comes out. It's like a big one of those, but it's got like a cat face, and it comes over, rolls over to your table, and goes, "Here is your order," and then you take it off the robot, and then it's like zooms away.
Yeah, because that's a very common thing in Japan.
Yeah,
they have that.
Simon is literally in Dublin in like
3 weeks.
3 weeks time.
There you go.
He's going to be looking for the spoons and be like,
try-
"Where is she?
try-
Where
try
is
and
she?"
Robot.
Try and find out where it was, because I will say the only place I rarely eat when returning back from Dublin because of the time of the flight. Usually we've already like eaten, like we normally get late flights. The only place I've actually eaten there was when we got a slightly earlier flight, and it was I just need sustenance. Was the Burger King. So I can definitely assure you it was not, there that had
there
it.
you go, yeah.
But they do actually. I
I will
know
ask
there
him to
is
find out.
there is like a big like Guinness style bar in there. It might be kind of that, because that would be the most Wetherspoonsy type of establishment that I can
Yeah, maybe.
that I can hazard a guess.
So long we've been to Dublin Airport. I can't remember what it looks like anymore.
What I love the most
Yeah.
about Dublin Airport, okay, so I'm starting to get into travel, but I don't like all the T's and C's around flying. And I get it, right? There was a big incident over 20 years ago that caused it all to happen. I understand. But here's the thing. To fly to Dublin, I have to go through Stansted Airport, which is painful. When I'm coming back through Dublin, they're like, "Oh, you've got checked luggage. Sweet. Just put it on this. It'll weigh it, print out a thing, chuck it on the conveyor. I don't have to talk to anyone." Incredible. If I want to do that going to Dublin, I've got to wait in a queue for 45 minutes. Why? Why? I don't get it.
That's why you get there 45 minutes early.
I get there 3 hours early because of all the 45-minute queues.
I don't want to talk to people.
Yeah, I get there 3 hours early to stand in the queue. Man.
Well,
These are the things you complain about in your 30s. Having to talk to people, having to wait in 45-minute queues for no reason.
I just want to be able to fly from the local airport, because not only are they doing they're one of the newer airports that are doing hey, you don't have to take the electronics out of your bag. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Love that. And, I get that it used to fly to Ireland before the pandemic, and they haven't put the flights back on. I heard over a year ago they were going to be doing it. Still haven't done it. So what you're telling me is they're doing flights to Denmark later this year, but not to Ireland. Come on now. Be reasonable. Where do people want to go? Now, granted, personally speaking, I'd rather go to Denmark, but that's besides the point when I work for an Irish company. I'm just spitting fire. This is the rant podcast. Who do I need? Richie Sunak.
you wait until we are getting ready to go to Mallorca.
Oh, that'd be fine.
Well, I will just...
Yeah, let's go
if
from
I'm
Southend.
asleep- If I'm asleep, don't wake me.
Trust me, I didn't plan on it. However, if you're asleep in the way that we're getting to the airport, we might wake you up.
Yeah, fine.
I was going to say, let's add some caveats to this, because if you're asleep like at mine before we leave, then you're looking after the
Kirsty
place.
will be asleep on the runway.
I mean, if
I
there's
would
anything
be.
with my driving, she won't be sleeping.
I would have been asleep on the runway. However, Amy had a little freak out on our way back from Dublin. It was Dublin. We did a day trip to Dublin, and our flight home was delayed by several hours because of a storm. And she had a lovely nap in the airport, and I didn't. So literally, I sat in my seat, I buckled in, and I fell asleep.
It was instant. It was literally like she'd switched a light off and she just fell asleep. I was like, hang on a second, where's my moral support, yeah?
To be fair, that sounds like me when I'm I'm sleeping. Ellis has seen it. I've fallen asleep with him mid-conversation before.
I was that boring. He was just like, yo, I'm about to clock out. See ya.
Checking out.
Your bed was very comfy, and it was about 3 a.m.
Hey, I've fallen asleep after a night out at clubbing on Amy's sofa mid-roll whilst playing on the Wii, and what were we playing? Monopoly?
Trivial Pursuit.
Trivial Pursuit. I fell asleep spinning the dice. It was a good nap.
What'd you get? What'd you get? Was it a good roll? Bad roll?
I can't remember.
I see. That would have been a great test. Be like, I got like a 9. I'm like, I see you weren't really sleeping then, were you?
Or she got a really good roll because she was asleep. I nudged the dice and then it came to a bad roll.
There is always that possibility.
Do you know, when we sat down to talk today, I didn't think we'd be getting into the economics of British supermarkets, but
Yeah, there we go.
I
Here we
mean,
are.
this could go any which way.
I mean, I think it kind of perhaps speaks volumes in the fact of, aside from let's, Ellis has obviously made significant progress. Amy's Amy's stalled. The first word that came to mind is stalled. I don't mean for that to sound, derogatory. Hey,
Yeah.
I've gone
Hey, no.
backwards.
It's fine. To be fair, I am now at 10 push-ups.
Hells yeah, let's go.
I know, right? So it's like,
Not
cool. Yeah, and then I got really sick. But still, I'm only 2 weeks out of, not exercising properly. So it's fine.
What is it
To be
that
honest,
you've...
whilst training with Simon, I hit 2 personal bests so far in my chest press and in my leg press.
She hit PBs because I didn't give her a choice.
Yeah.
He was like, I ain't changing the weights. You got to deal with this.
It's like, she'd finish it and I'm like, it looks too easy. Like,
It's like, add more.
meanwhile, these two subjected me to torture. They're like, hey, you look like you're having great fun on a leg press. Now drop set it. Because unfortunately, I don't know how to say no.
That's the thing, is that you could have said no. At one point, I turned around and I was like, yo, I'm joking. And you were like, nah,
I
let's
wasn't.
do it. Like, I mean, you handled it like an absolute boss.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you're going to do it, you got to commit. I will say, when all the plates were off and it was just the resistance weight, I still was like, I was pushing against it and it still felt every bit as heavy as if all the plates were on there. I was in a lot of pain.
Yeah. I mean, in one workout, it was the first workout I had with Simon and Mike. And I was like, I've got to eat something or I'm like getting the shakes, and I end up getting a protein cookie, and I sat there doing, were we on was it shoulders or chest?
It was the plate loaded chest press, the one where you start out wide and it kind of like comes inwards, so you get like a nice juicy upper pump.
Yeah, so I was literally, because you can do single arms, I was literally just switching arms, eating the rest of this cookie. Like, this is a god awful cookie.
The cookie
Just
you spent like
fucking
£3 on and were immediately
Oh.
disappointed.
So upset about that cookie. I was like, you're meant to be gooey. There is no gooey in this cookie. Oh my goodness, that was. I'm not happy about it. We need to start creating a proper range of protein cookies that are just delicious.
Don't threaten me with an idea of creating more protein-packed recipes. I'll do it.
I mean, let's do it.
the French toast that he did the other day. Oh.
Yeah, that was good.
You're gonna have to do a video for that, Simon. Like a French toast recipe.
My French toast recipe
Protein
is
French toast.
the easiest thing in the known universe.
That's great. Perfect.
It was
It's so good
3
and tasty.
ingredients for Kirsty, 4 for me and Ellis, and that's including the bread. But yeah, hey, that can, that I'm well up for more social content.
I was about to say, is that going to be the first episode, or one of the first things, or one of the first series, I should say, video series, and then it's Chef Simon with his fucking hat on and everything.
Oh, dude, if it means I get one of those big, like, head chef hats, like the really tall white ones, I'll do it.
Yep.
You know? I'm down for us to do more social content. We were looking at mics, like the clip-on mics, to have for social content. I know that I have already threatened that, I'll start doing videos of me doing the boxing workouts for social content.
You also said that you was going to live stream that.
Listen, one step at a time, all right? I've got Nuzlocke to beat and I've got Elden Ring to survive. I'm someone who subjects himself to torture on a regular basis.
Yeah.
And he's about to host a D&D.
I am
session
also
as well.
about to start hosting D&D, and people still haven't prepared the character sheets. I've just been going off today.
You needed to let this out, man. Let it out.
I love these podcast sessions. They're kind of like, we kind of discuss
Therapy.
topics. We have a little bit of therapy. And then,
Simon gets the vent.
Richie! Sadly, we don't have I say we don't have a protein bar. Ellis and Kirsty have a protein bar to eat. But I'm going to hazard the guess we're going to wait until Amy is recovered.
We're going to wait.
Especially as it's a vegetarian one as well, so we've got to wait for that.
Out of their way.
If it's possible for someone to create a protein cookie that we could potentially enjoy for the next time that we are together, that'd be amazing.
Let me make a note. Protein. I can imagine it'd be fairly easy. Like if I do the base as like some kind of, because I already do like protein oat bakes anyway. So probably protein powder, oats, baking powder. Yeah, I reckon I can do it. Just,
we don't want it to be like the fucking densest thing that I stick in my mouth. You know what I mean?
You mean outside of my...
God. You know what we should do? We should all try and do one and then have like a bake-off.
Amy.
I am just thinking of an idea right now, so...
Okay, let's freaking go.
Okay, so...
Bake-off.
Yeah, hold on. Let me change my note.
There we are.
Let me change my note.
For DTF bake-off.
Bake-off. Let's go. Absolutely. Okay, yes. The protein cookie recipe bake-off. Okay, that will do as a potential supplemental idea. We don't know if that will be for next time because Amy has to recover. And if she's already been ill for 2 weeks...
Yeah, well, I'm really hoping it doesn't last much longer.
The problem is as well, like... this is just a thing of you've been ill for like a couple of weeks and you have child, which are notoriously known to be the most disgusting things in the universe.
Yeah.
Not your child, just children in general.
Like, I think the reason that it's gone on so long is because I don't get time to rest. Like, I don't get time to take care of myself. I'm constantly running around after someone else. So it's just like, okay, I just have to get on with this and hope that my body sorts itself out. Like, and it's taken a while.
Right, okay,
Yeah.
hold on.
She does have a lot of energy.
Yeah.
She's quite.
I love it. Don't get me wrong, I love it, but it's exhausting.
Well, she loved being thrown around Lidl yesterday.
Yeah, and how many lifts did you do before you got tired?
One.
Well, to be honest, I went to the gym that morning and I was like, everything is just like hair. But yeah, no, because at one point she was just being swung around like a kettlebell. So
I was gonna say, so shall we actually, when we say that she's been thrown around, shall we add some context to that? Because context is key at the end of the day.
she does the cutest little thing. She goes, Kirsty, and then she puts her hands out, and then she does like grabby motions as if to say, put your arms out so I can run into you and you can lift me. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I do, and then she comes back for more.
That's literally just missing there as she puts her hands out. She'd be like, uppies, like.
Yeah. Oh, she's so cute. But then, like, if I hold her up for too long, she doesn't like it. So then I have to fling her about a little bit to make her happy about the fact that I'm holding her.
Yeah, she doesn't like being still.
No, she does not. She's really adorable, but she does not like to be.
Being still is weird. Like, I can actively say I don't think I've just sat in this chair. Like, I have literally been constantly swiveling back and forth.
Yeah,
I hate the feeling of being still. I'm just like, to the left. Take it back now,
Take
yo.
it back now, yeah. Yes.
We are a hive mind.
Yeah.
We are. Thinking about it though, we also have I'm thinking video games and fitness. I have a couple more games on the Switch that we can actually play.
Yeah, I mean, I'm prepared to be the socials donkey, but at the end of the day, you guys got to embarrass yourselves as much as I do. So.
I am
I've
happy
got to
to
bring
do it.
back the old Just Dance on the Connect then.
Yes.
Just Dance on the Wii now, boy. But I think if we have enough controllers, we can do all 4 of us at one time.
That sounds like a car crash waiting to happen. I mean,
I say the
Let's do it.
Wii.
I'm in. Do
Let's.
you mean the Switch?
We have the Switch. We just need the controllers.
well, I've got 2.
I've got 4 technically, but one of them's got a massive Joy-Con drift.
Okay, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we
We
can do
always
it.
do.
Yeah.
That's a promise, guys.
Yeah, literally a promise. And that'll be a promise to make sure that you are subscribed to our socials, TikTok and Instagram, down below. But we are...
At Dummies Try Fitness, all one word. Dummies Try Fitness. Find us on Instagram and TikTok.
Smooth. Smoother than last time where there was a
Yeah, much
yawning
smoother,
chasm and I had to edit around it gracefully.
I set them up and I can't remember what I called it. Yeah, no, Dummies Try Fitness.
Oh, but man, imagine
up
getting it
massive
wrong.
whiteboard
Like,
somewhere.
yikes.
Oh no! Just before we say goodbye to everyone, I do have a quick like not a quiz, but can you guess what this comment is referring to? A viral video, just a quick like, see if you could, because it's an iconic one, and I just want to remind everyone that it
Oh
exists.
man, there's been so many iconic viral videos.
Okay,
I've been
right,
on the
so-
internet way too long.
It's
Okay.
your rice cake.
So this is the comment. Can we appreciate the person who just happened to be randomly filming deer and captured this iconic moment?
We was talking about this the other day, I reckon.
What is it?
Fenton!
Dun, We were literally
We was talking about this
this
in Sainsbury's. 'Cause,
yesterday.
Simon's manager is called, or ex-manager was called Fenton.
Yeah, there was a
No.
guy I used to work with called Fenton, and unfortunately,
gosh.
it was every day. Fenton, Fenton.
Oh god, I was taking a.
Fenton!
I don't think I saw this.
Whoa!
No.
There's no way you've never seen Fenton.
Especially with Amy, like she would have shown it to you.
Look, Amy used to send me videos of dogs wearing dresses
How do I kick from this call?
Yes.
or he's wearing trousers. I
Jesus
do not
Christ.
recall something about Fenton.
Look, right, we'll send you the video and you can tell us after we've finished whether you have actually seen it or not.
Okay.
Tune in next week, guys, to find out.
Yeah, exactly. We need. Hey,
Yeah,
next
have
week
I
we're gonna have
actually-
everything. We're gonna have
Yeah.
an actual context is key. We're gonna have the protein bars. We're gonna have next week huge. Episode 5 is gonna go hard, big style.
Blowing
There
up,
is
guys.
A cookie galore.
It's gonna be a 4 hour. It's not gonna be 4 hours long. I can.
This is
Okay,
where
well,
episode
it's
5,
not
the merch drops and everything.
It's just
Yeah,
a
on that
white T-shirt like with crayon on it, one of one.
No, that's so clever. Let's do that.
Okay,
Oh, dear.
fun for the whole family. But we will bid you all adieu. We've said it a couple times before, but links in the description. Dummies Try Fitness, Instagram, TikTok. Check us out there. I've already done some self-plug-in for my YouTube channel, but I'm not gonna, do that here. Just if you happen to stumble across it, wonderful. Until next time, which should be in a couple of weeks' time. Amy will be
Every 2
recovered
weeks? Yes.
every 2
I will
weeks.
be.
Amy will be recovered. Ellis will be like 8 kilos down and at lower body
Yeah.
fat than me.
I'll be so fucking swole.
The longer his
Uh,
hair gets, the skinnier he gets.
and Kirsty will still be driving us completely insane. She'll be like, "Do you know, I don't think I've seen this. I'm sorry, what was that? I wasn't listening."
All right, calm down.
See, it's a way of showing our bond. We just throw shade at,
Shade at me. You'll soon learn. Everyone here will soon learn. I'm just here to have shade thrown at.
No, you're not.
Absolutely
We
not.
love you.
Oh, Amy loves me. See
Yeah.
how my brother dearest was very quiet there.
Yeah, but siblings don't tell each other that they love each other.
I
They just know
love
it.
you unconditionally.
As he vomits profusely.
I I tell him every day.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. Probably 'cause
Well,
you
he's
get
clearly
phone.
not listening, Kirsty.
Yeah, he doesn't listen to me, that's
Yeah,
the
as soon as her mouth opens, I just zone her.
Yeah, the trumpet man from Snoopy, or the trumpet teacher.
He's got the, you know, like the monkey
I'm
with the
thinking offended.
cymbals.
Wow.
Bye. That was this week. Every 2 weeks. We'll catch you next time.
Catch you later.
Bye.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Goodbye.
It was John Cena, like dipping a tea bag into a cup. The silence is just.
So he was teabagging.
So what
Yeah.
I'm hearing, just so we can be perfectly clear with each other, is you have had approximately
Yeah.
6
well,
hours and 27 minutes,
Yeah.
and that's what you've got.
It was to be
Just
honest,
so we can be perfectly clear.
it was a compilation video, and it's just John Cena doing these things like taking a pie to the face, or
So what I'm hearing is you're watching John Cena
Possibly.
get cream pied.
in a sense, yes,
I think we've got our context is key. I could just edit this in if you like.
you might need to.